All right, so this is the second part of the same section from the last lesson. The focus of the last lesson was adding polynomials, and so now this focus here is subtracting polynomials. Same idea, that we're trying to combine like terms here. Here we got to be a little bit more careful though, because right here I have a binomial minus another binomial. So I'm subtracting 7x and minus 4 from this. And so I'll mention this first one in two different ways. Hopefully both make sense, but maybe there's one that seems a little more straightforward. One thing I could do is, again, look for like terms. I have 5x here, and I have 7x here. They are like terms. But I'm subtracting these binomials. So I need to think about 5x minus 7x. And 5 minus 7 is negative 2. And so 5x minus 7x is minus 2x. There's my first step. Next, I have minus 3 here. Take away negative 4. A lot of negatives there. Negative 3 take away negative 4. Well, negative 3 take away negative 4 is the same. Anytime we subtract a negative, that's the same as just adding. So this is equivalent to thinking about negative 3 plus 4, which is positive 1. And so negative 3 minus negative 4 is positive 1. Now I'm done. However, really easy to make mistakes, especially with this positive 1 I wrote down, because there's a lot of negatives going on here. And so one thing that's quite helpful that I would recommend quite often is, as soon as you see that you're subtracting, just put a 1 right here. And imagine that this is minus 1 times 7x minus 4. I haven't changed anything. You can go 1 times anything, it doesn't change it. But if you put a 1 there, you can now imagine maybe distributing, we say, this minus 1. And so if you do that, we will get the same answer. But if you're, then I would rewrite this as first 5x minus 3 and distribute this minus 1. So negative 1 times 7x is minus 7x. And then negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. And once you do that, now collect like terms. And I find a lot of students do better with this. So 5x minus 7x is again negative 2x. And minus 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Same answer I had before, but it perhaps makes it a bit more structured. In the end, I'm just subtracting these two binomials, but it's really easy to make mistakes to those negatives. And so for this one here, which is almost the same, I just changed the order of the second two terms. I'm going to right away just write this 1 here. Again, I can put 1 in front of anything. Times anything by 1 doesn't change it. But it's usually not very helpful, but right here it is. And so now what I want to do is I want to just rewrite this expression. So the 5x minus 3, nothing to do there. But then right here I have minus 1 times 4, which is minus 4. And I have minus 1 times minus 7x. Negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7, so positive 7x. And so if I do that, I don't need to think about subtracting a negative anymore. I can now just focus on looking for like terms. 5x plus 7x, that's 12x. And here, minus 3 take away 4 is minus 7. And so lastly, a lot of terms going on here. Again, I'm going to put a little 1 here because I'm subtracting, so I'm just going to distribute this. So first, the first trinomial is nothing's changed, so I'll just write this out. But now, I have minus 1 times 4x squared, so I'll write that as minus 4x squared. Distribute the minus 1 right here. Minus 1 times minus xy, and negative times a negative is a positive, so positive xy. And again, if I want, I can put a 1 there. I don't need it though, but it's not wrong. And then lastly, negative 1 times positive y squared, which is negative y squared. And again, I can put a 1 there if I want. So just like I could put a 1 there, any of these places I can put a 1. All right, now I have basically, by distributing that negative 1, I don't need to think about anything else than just looking at these terms and collecting the like terms. For example, 2x squared and minus 5. Oh, those are not like terms, wrong variable. 2x squared and minus 4x squared. There we go. Those are like terms. And so 2 minus 4 is negative 2, so I have negative 2x squared. And then I'll look at my xy terms. I have minus 3xy here plus 1xy. Those are like terms. So minus 3 plus 1 is negative 2. So minus 3xy plus 1xy is minus 2xy. And lastly, I have minus 5y squared here, minus another y squared. So I have minus 5y squared, lose another one, I'm even more negative, it's minus 6y squared. And so maybe putting those little ones in, like I drew in red, that may have been helpful, may have not. It's never a bad idea. In my experience, it tends to be quite helpful, especially at the earlier stages of this sort of work.